NFL.
Time for a much-needed and much-welcome diversion. The NFL is back. Here we go, Week 1. Fielded a couple yards into the end zone. And he'll be stopped right around where he would have been had he gone down to a knee, maybe a yard shy of there at the 24. So out come the Seahawks now for their first possession. And let out by the rookie. Expectations high here as he's making his first NFL start. Yeah, boy, it is tough to bring him down that time. He surges forward. He's going to get a full 6 out of that. Second down.
Brings up second and
from the shotgun. He'll look to throw. Oh, he dropped it. They were looking for him in the middle third. He couldn't catch it. Now third down.
It's third down.
And now they'll throw here out of the gun. Got a man, and he hits him in stride. And brought down, but not before reaching the 45-yard line. Rookie quarterback, rookie running back. They team up there to pick up the first.
And the Seahawks first down.
They'll look to throw here on first down. That's caught by the big tight end, O.J. Howard. And he'll be down at the 46. So they go from 146 to the other on a pickup of 8.
At the Falcons' 46-yard line.
Being chased out left.
The quarterback.
They brought the blitz that time, and I thought they were going to get to him, but instead, he flipped it on its ear and ended up picking up positive yardage.
I thought he was dead to rights, but you are exactly correct, sir. Able to turn that into a positive gain. And not only will he not get the few inches he needs, he's going to go backwards. That'll wind up going for a loss of 4. And that's going to bring up a 4th down.
That's a play to take note of there for the defense, I think, in the future. If you're going to try and block him, maybe you get a guard to help double-team him and try and steer him out of the play. They should have done it on that snap.
So here come the Falcons now to get the football for the first time. And they will be led out by a young man, probably with some butterflies here. A lot of anticipation making his first NFL start. Throwing left side here, and it's complete. And he'll get this up to the 34-yard line. Rookie to rookie on the hook up there, and it's a first down.
At the 34-yard line.
They'll look to throw here. Looking left side, he's got it, complete. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. Another connection between the two. This one good for 12 and a first. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And the Seahawks have picked it up. The 20, 10, and they bring this one back. It's a fumble recovery and a Seattle touchdown.
For the extra point.
So this defense clicking early in the year, week 1, the return for a touchdown.
The organization made a concerted effort in the offseason to improve this defense. I have to say they like the early returns.
On the return, it's Nyheim Hines. And up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25.
Take over first and 10.
The Atlanta offense out there for their next drive. They had the auspicious beginning to the season, a first drive turnover. Now they'll try again here, first and 10. Dancing to his left. He's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on first down.
Brought down at the 35-yard line. A gain of 9 brings up second and 1.
Second and 1. Quick hitter here, it's complete. And to the 42-yard line here and brought down there.
First and 10 at the 42-yard line.
Now on first down, he'll drop to throw it. And he's got the hook up here. It's Kyle Rudolph.
The pass.
3 yards the gain there, second down.
It's a pickup of 3. Brings up second and 7.
Back to throw here. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And he'll work it across midfield inside the 45. 12 yards there and a first down.
First and 10 at the 43-yard line.
They run on first down, but it only produces a gain of 2. It's second down now. The last run good for 2. Here's second and 8.
Yards on the pickup.
They'll look to throw. And he's got his man out of the backfield. That's complete. So they'll come up first and 10 now from the 33.
First and 10 at the 33-yard line.
They'll set up a throw. Under pressure, and he will go down. Sacked back at the 38. A man who has done this a lot, Justin Houston, in there to record the sack. 2nd and 15. And Rudolph has it, the tight end. Takes this to the 32, maybe the 31, and then the defense rallying quickly after that broken tackle.
It's a gain of 6.
They got to get to the 23 here on 3rd. Looking to throw. And he's got Kyle Rudolph. And he is going to have the Falcons first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. Back-to-back receptions for him, and it's another first down. From the shotgun now, here's an inside give. They'll get this down inside the 10 for a pickup of about 3. 3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7. Now it's the fullback. This is Kyle Juszczyk. And the stop will come inside the 5 at the 4. It'll be a nickel look here for the Seahawks on 3rd down.
That's a gain of 5. Brings up 3rd and 3.
He'll look to throw. Under pressure now, and he's going to go down. Sacked back around the 8. And that is the 3rd sack this offensive line has allowed this first quarter.
Yeah, that puts him on pace. Let me do the rudimentary math here. To be sacked 12 times in a game, I know he's not going to go for that. I wonder if it's going to reshape what they decide to do on offense in terms of play call.
Well, I can tell you what, when he popped up, shaking his head, frustrated right now behind center. So they get 3, certainly hoping for 6 after a 13-play drive.
So you console yourself on defense by saying you did your job, right? If they go 13 plays, you only give up a field goal, you did a nice job there. But here's the other part. 13 plays, you don't force any mistakes, you don't take the ball away. Maybe that's the way they should look at it.
They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 28, and they will take over at the 26-yard line. They had to settle for 3 last drive, hoping this second go-around ends in 6. In good position, 1st and 10. A.J. Boye up to make the tackle.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
A gain of 5 brings up
2nd and 5. And a quick throw here, that's complete. And he'll take it down here just shy of the 15 at the 16-yard line. A gain of 5, good enough for the first down.
16-yard line.
They're going to look to throw. That is caught at the 7-yard line. And the Falcons are going to have 1st and goal as they try to finish off this drive with 6 points. That one goes for 16 yards. It sets them up 1st and goal. They'll drop to throw. And he's going to be swallowed up and taken down. Sacked back at the 5-yard line. Back at the 5-yard line now. 2nd and goal.
Loss on the play. 2nd and goal at the 5-yard line.
And they'll run it here. And he'll get this one back to the 5-yard line, but no further than that.
Taken down.
It'll go as no gain on the play, and now they're looking at a 3rd and goal.
And goal.
They'll look to throw on 3rd and goal. Just what Seattle was hoping for. The coverage holds, and now 4th down.
They certainly had good starting field position on that drive, but couldn't do anything with it after 3 plays. Have to admit that that's a disappointing end to excellent field position. When that drive started, they had 6 points that they were thinking about.
So 2 first-quarter field goal attempts for him, and he's converted on both.
I like the positive right there. 2 for 2, got the points on the board. The negative side is they didn't score touchdowns. And, of course, going forward in this game, that's going to be the aim, and hopefully he'll be kicking extra points instead.
Now they try the right side here. And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26. The last play got just a yard. Here's 2nd and 9 from the 26. Seahawk football here to start quarter number 2 as they're looking at a 2nd down and 9 to go. Now left side, a completion to his tight end. And he'll be out of bounds across the 30-yard line.
A gain of 4. And it's 3rd down.
Out of the gun now on 3rd down. He finds his tight end, Howard. That's complete. And he's able to take this one up to the 35-yard line. They get only 4 that time as that leads us to a 4th down.
So much about offense is what you call hidden yardage. You know, you throw the ball to someone, they catch it, and then they can make a big play. You know, they create a play, run after catch. They did a really nice job there of limiting that.
About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. Now they're about to come up on drive number 4, but so far just 2 field goals on drives 1 through 3. Oh, a ball batted in the air, and now it's intercepted. It's Clinton Dix with a pick, and his guys will take over at the 30-yard line. So 1st and 10 now from the 30.
The 30-yard line.
They'll try and start this drive in the air. This one complete to Curtis Samuel. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2.
Brings up 2nd and 2 at the 22-yard line.
Now a handoff here to his running back. And he'll be brought down inside the 20 at the 19. Now after the completion, we're going to get a timeout, an injured player. Oh, hate to see this. Week 1 of the season. We'll be back. They'll look to throw now on 1st down. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And the Falcons grab it. He's at the 50. He's at the 30. Past the 20. And this is going to be brought back. It's a scoop and score for the Falcon TD.
Dustin Hopkins on 48.
So this defense clicking early in the year. Week 1, the return for a touchdown.
The organization made a concerted effort in the offseason to improve this defense. I have to say they like the early returns.
Hopkins with the extra point, and that'll make this a 6-point game. And they'll get him down inside the 30 at the 27.
The Seahawks take over 1st and 10 at their own 27.
There again is the running back as he trots onto the field. He's just been looking for some space. You know, I'm not going to pin it on him or the offensive line, but they need to get this run game going better.
Sometimes you just have to credit the defense. They came in with a plan themselves. So I think now you try and mix things up a little bit. Get the ball in the hands of some other people, find some other playmakers, but always let the defense believe that he's still a threat.
I was going to say, don't forget about it.
No, don't take him totally out of the game.
That last catch short of the marker by just a yard leaves him with a very manageable 2nd and 1. Now a handoff looking right. A big seam, and he might go all the way. And all the way in, touchdown Seattle. A great effort there with his first career touchdown in his first career game. And the Seahawks are now just an extra point away from moving out in front. What an excellent run. And from the beginning, the defense just looked a little fooled, a little out of position.
A little bit frozen, too, because when you hand the ball inside, you lose sight of it oftentimes as a defender, and your eyes naturally gravitate to the quarterback. And before they realized it, he was off and running through the thick of the line while the quarterback faked it and carried it outside.
The Atlanta offense out there for their next drive. And last time, 1-play interceptions. So this offense, they should be fresh.
That's a good way of putting it. And I can't wait to see what they decide to do with play calling, because a 1-play drive where you throw an interception, a lot of people think the very next time out, run the football, don't give them a chance.
Maybe play action?
I think maybe you go play action, show your quarterback, get a little confidence in him, and let him fling another one.
And he powers his way up past the 30. It'll be a gain of 5, but still about 3 yards shy of the 1st down marker, and now it's 3rd down. And he'll give it here to his running back. And he gets it to the 34, good enough for the first. A 3rd down gain of 3 yards, and that'll be enough. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. On the quick handoff, it's Juszczyk. And he'll get this only up to about the 35.
Brought down at the 30.
Just a yard on the 1st down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
Brings up 2nd and 9.
Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. Sliding out of the pocket. The escapability in evidence there as that one good for 15 and a first. Some early fireworks from this rookie quarterback getting the start in week one.
And every time a rookie quarterback gets to start week one, you and I both know the extra attention that comes with it. We know that he's going to throw the football, but will he make the right decisions? And in this case, with his legs, he showed the defense there's an extra dynamic to his game.
7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch.
Well, if you do read man coverage, Brandon, the drag route's a pretty good one to run against it because you're running away from people on it.
Able to get 7 on that first down pass play. 2nd and 3. First man through, it's the fullback Juszczyk. And tackled down after a gain of 3. Leaves him with 1 yard to go on 3rd down.
41.
Brandon, all things considered, they have to feel pretty good about getting that type of a gain considering the blitz that they just had against them.
The Falcons on 3rd down. They've hit 2 for 4 thus far. They're up against a 3rd and 1 situation. Now back to throw. Open man is Allison, complete. And he is going to have a Falcons first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. First catch of the new season for him, and he picks up the first.
As an unbiased observer, I think it would have been interesting to see what they would have done if they hadn't gotten the first down there. But since they did, I guess the point is moot.
And they're right there in that middle ground, field goal range, punt, go for it. But as you said, they picked it up. Now a play fake here on first down. Gets this one to Juszczyk. Give him 6 on the play, and that'll make it a 2nd down.
Kyle Juszczyk. A 6-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 4 at the Seahawks.
Rush coming, and he's taken down. The 305-pound Ndamukong Suh finding the path to the QB there.
I'm starting to feel for that quarterback back there. I mean, you know me. Normally, don't have a lot of empathy for the QB, right? In this case, definitely. He's been on constant duress this entire game. I don't know how he's surviving back there.
And to think, there's still a long way to go in this football game. The Falcons on 3rd down. They've converted 3 out of 5 thus far. This is 3rd and 8. Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. Buying time to his left. And he nearly got the first himself, but it appears he's going to be about a yard or 2 short. Decent gain on the scramble to 6, but now it's 4th.
I liked his effort there. He got it done on his own. But let's face it, he puts defenses in a really stressful spot when he takes off and runs because a lot of guys have coverage responsibilities.
Good job of rallying, though, because I thought when he first took off, he might pick up the first down. So now here comes the field goal team for the 3rd time today. From the left hash, this will be a 41-yarder. And Hopkins' kick is good. And with that, they'll take a 2-point lead here in quarter number 2.
Seahawks, 14.
So a dozen plays on that drive, CD, but in the end, it yields just the 3 points.
Well, they were able to keep the defense on the field for a long time, but let's be honest about it. That was about as unsatisfying a drive as you're going to get. 12 plays and you only get 3 points out of it. Not quite the ending they were looking for.
1st and 10 at their own.
Getting set to go again as we look at the back, heading onto the field again. He's been good. They've utilized him well, but they're losing here in the 2nd quarter. What might they change offensively?
I think that what you try and do is expand how you get the ball to him a little bit. Get him out in open space, maybe swing the ball to him. What's that they used to call it in the West Coast offense, the long handoff? Yeah. Serve as your running play that way, as well as continue to feed him football. Some of these runs now may pop bigger later in the game because of the effects of running it. Sometimes people, after a while, they don't want to tackle him anymore, or they get tired, or they get out of position, or he runs through tackles. Continue to feed him the ball. He's having that kind of game.
Yeah, might they get him the ball in some space in some different ways here. On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. He'll let it go deep for Beckham. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
Intended for Odell Beckham. Incomplete.
Early on, the running game's been working well, and the offensive line has been pleased by that. The thought process there, catch those safeties creeping up, trying to help against the running game. They tried to hit them over the top, unsuccessfully.
Here's Tommy Townsend now as he's on to punt for Seattle. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. This is taken at the 15. We'll call that a punt of 54 yards. Well struck. And the Falcons will be taking over 1st and 10. Atlanta now coming out on the field. And they split the uprights last time for 3. They've got the lead. They're not going to play this conservative. They're not hoping for another field goal. They're hoping for a touchdown.
I'm with you on that one. I like where your head is. I like the way you're thinking because you're exactly right. Trying to sit on a lead and play that way, that doesn't work too well for most teams. Run your offense. Run what you do best. Exactly. Put it all the way down and try to increase your lead in a big way. And the best way to do it, touchdowns.
They'll get 9 there as that sets them up better for 3rd down.
A gain of 9 brings up 3rd and 2.
He'll look to throw. And Rudolph has it left side. And he's going to have a Falcons 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. It's a gain of 11, and the Falcons pick up the 1st. And to give this time to the tailback. And he'll be taken down across the 50 at the 45 in enemy territory. 15 more there, and they're on a roll. It's another 1st down. 2 minutes remaining in this first half of football. We remind you that coming up in 2 minutes, we'll again head down to visit with Jonathan Coachman in Orlando, back for another year. He'll have scores from around the NFL here on this opening weekend. Now a nice play defensively on 1st down as this is knocked away and incomplete.
It's now 2nd and 10.
Now this one to his tight end out on the right side. 5 yards. Now it's 3rd and 5. The last play on the completion got them half of what they needed. Now here's a tough 3rd and 5.
I think it's okay there. They didn't get a whole lot on that play, but it's nice to have a safety valve that's built like this guy. Big target, guy you can spot pretty easily. Put it on him when your other targets aren't open.
5-yard line.
Good strong throw and catch right there. And so far in this game, the alleys have been open for them to get completions, and they're taking advantage of it.
And that is incomplete. An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25.
It's now 2nd and 10 at the 25-yard line.
Here's a throw out wide, complete to his running back right side. And out of bounds right around the 20. 4 yards the gain, and it'll bring up a 3rd down.
It's a gain of 4. Brings up 3rd and 6.
Back to throw again. And this is going to be caught, but they'll say out of bounds. So it's incomplete. Just what Seattle was hoping for. The coverage holds, and now 4th down. Hopkins' kick is good. And it will push the lead up to 5.
That's the score. Falcons 19. Seahawks 14.
So the field goal there caps what winds up to be an 11-play drive.
Well, partner, that's a lot of offense to run there to only get 3 points. I just wonder, are they going to recycle those plays because they were successful in getting 3? Or do you go to another section of the playbook trying to find ones that get you into the end zone and get you 6?
Over 1st and 10.
Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. Inside of a minute left in the half. Does the fact that you're down on the scoreboard influence what you do, or I guess don't do on this final drive?
It certainly does, but what influences me even more is who I've got running my football team out on the field and the weapons around him. Can he make a play? Can he get into someone that we're going to trust to take care of the ball? If that's the case, I might push it a little bit here and try and get something before the half runs out.
From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. He finds his target. It's Crowder. Now the Seahawks call the 2nd of their 3 timeouts as they'll stop it with 40 seconds remaining in this first half. And the Falcons get there. The Falcons get the sack. Down he goes. There for the sack, Everson Griffin.
11 yards.
Under pressure again, and down he goes again. And now they'll take a timeout defensively. After the second down play, they burn the timeout, making them sweat out the final few ticks here in the second quarter. All that remains is to snap this once, and that'll do it for the first half of play. And they're going to take a timeout defensively. So with fourth down coming up, they go ahead and burn it and say we'll see what happens. On is the punter Townsend as he gets this one away. So we've reached halftime here on opening week. All right, we will save the Week 1 highlights and apparently get right back to the action here in the third. We'll see if Week 1 fatigue becomes any kind of a factor as we are back underway in the second half. And he'll be stopped right around where he would have been had he gone down to a knee, maybe a yard short. About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. And they're not going to play this conservative, I don't think. They had the field goal last time, and they're up, but they're looking to put a drive in the end zone.
Oh, I agree with you totally. No one goes out on the field and says, all right, let's just settle for 3, except in certain situations, trying to ice a game, that sort of deal. Most of the time, it's end zone, and that's what you're thinking, and I believe that's exactly what they're thinking as they begin this one.
Yeah, no quarterback ever goes out there saying, hey, let's get 3, right?
Not one that I've ever met.
Give them 14 on that one and a first down.
10 at the 44-yard line.
A handoff as they run the counter play. And this time they were ready for him as they'll stop him right at the line of scrimmage. It was Danielle Hunter to make the play in the backfield. Got a man, that's Allison. And he's able to get this one out closer to midfield across the 45.
It's a gain of 6. Brings up 3rd and 7.
Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. Flushed out right. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. Nothing open downfield. He keeps it himself for 11 and a first down.
2-yard line.
Looking to throw. And Brate, the tight end's got it. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on second down.
To Cameron Brate.
Nice rhythm throw there on first down. He located his tight end, made it a nice easy pitch and catch.
Hoping he can break a tackle or two. Wasn't able to do that there, but still good yardage. Quick hitter here, it's complete. And he'll be a little shy of the 25 here at the 26-yard line.
At the 26-yard line.
Now a handoff here to his running back. And only a yard this time as he's taken down right around the 26. Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run.
At the 26.
He'll set up a throw. And time finally runs out. He can't get rid of the football, and he's taken down.
By Fletcher.
It's some secondary help here for the defense in the nickel on 3rd and long. Now they'll throw here out of the gun. And he's going to go down again. And now following that sack, looks like we've got an injured man down there on the field. Hate to see this. Week 1 of the season. We'll be back. Here's Jamie Gillen now, as he should be able to pin him back deep here with his first punt. No returning this one. It sails out of bounds, and they'll spot it right at the 20. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. These guys had to punt their last possession, and that's become too familiar of a refrain. Too many of these drives just wound up going nowhere.
Well, you know how in baseball, when the pitcher gets a base hit and he's on base, they bring his jacket out to him to keep him warm? A lot of times the punter goes to the sideline, puts on sweatpants or a wrap over his leg to keep it warm. He might need a massage from the trainer right now from all the work he's getting.
He'll run it. He'll get just a yard on the scramble. It's 2nd down.
How about a tip of the cap to the defense? They're working against a very mobile quarterback, but all day long they've kept him under wraps. And on that play, they held him to a short gain.
Now they try the right side here. They do get a couple, but they'll be left staring at a 3rd and 8 coming up. These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on 3rd down. Steps away to his left. And some space here. Big yardage there on the scramble. It gets him a first down.
27 on the play.
When they watch film of this game and hand out the grade sheets, he's going to really like getting a double plus on this play. Why? He scrambles and picks up a first down. But what else does he do? Protects himself by sliding and avoiding the big hit. Double plus, big-time play.
From Falcon territory now, here's 1st and 10 at the 39-yard line. And he'll give it here to his running back. And he fumbled it. It's on the ground. And the Falcons grab it. And they are going to set up shop at the 32-yard line. Always costly to cough up that football. These defenders, they become so adept, though, at jarring it free.
Yeah, it's amazing that there aren't more fumbles caused, because now, if you're an offensive player, you go through ball security drills every single day. It's really not out of line to think you should take the ball to bed with you and just hold on to it. But the bottom line is, no matter how much you try to protect it, these guys are pretty good at finding ways to knock it out.
Foles. Looking for his running back, and he's got him. And he gets this up across the 35 before he's out of bounds.
Number 19.
All defenses worry that whenever anyone catches the ball and has a head of steam come out of the backfield, it can turn into a big play with missed tackles or he runs through people. But they were right there waiting, and they stopped him for a minimal gain.
Here's 2nd and 5 now from the 37. On the give, this is their fullback. And they will only muster a yard here to the 38. They follow up the gain of 5 by only getting 1 there on 2nd down. Now Foles. And that is incomplete.
Foles pass. Incomplete from the contact. Sets up.
That's an excellent job right there on 3rd down. Like any defense, you never want to let them get anything started, and that would have been a first down. Instead, you saw the contact on time, no penalty, and before this drive could get wings, it's 4th down.
Here's Jamie Gillen as he'll kick it away for the 2nd time. And that hits at the 6 and carries into the end zone for a touchback.
At their own 20.
Seattle again getting ready to take over offensively. And last time the turnover on the fumble, and they were in enemy territory, so that had to be very frustrating. Down on the scoreboard here, can't do it again.
You nailed every part of what was frustrating. Down on the scoreboard, had a drive going, had pushed it past the 50-yard line, so they thought they were in striking distance. And to come away with nothing, not a good feeling at all, to put it mildly. Now they can't afford to do that again.
Yeah, now can they get that bad taste out of their mouth here? And this will be a Seahawks first down as the tackle made at about the 38.
Kaiser White on the tackle.
Something to watch here in week 1 of the season, tackling. Because you and I both know that in the preseason, a lot of these guys don't play a whole lot. Plus, the intensity and the speed really ratchets up on opening week.
Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. And to give this time to the tailback. And he'll go out of bounds. It appears right at the 45. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3.
Well, no matter how they phrase it, staying on schedule, staying ahead of the sticks, whatever you want to call it, 7 yards on first down, that fits the bill.
Now this one to his running back out of the backfield. And he'll get it into enemy territory just across midfield at the 49. 6 yards the pickup, and that's a first down. Now a handoff here to his running back. And he was able to shed 1 tackle but could not get away from there. 3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down.
Well, that's just a pile of bodies there, and that's when you kind of find out who's a tough guy, right? Who can stand up and make a play. It was only a 3-yard run, but for both sides, they had to walk away from that field like, okay, I can stand up when the going gets tough in here.
And they go back backwards here, losing yardage back at the 48-yard line. It'll go down as a 2-yard loss, and it brings up a 3rd down.
I like the strategy. Extra tight ends, extra beef. They want to run the football, but that means they probably want to run it inside. If you get strung out on the perimeter, you're in peril.
Yeah, we saw the result, negative yardage. Now they'll need the 39 here for a first. This is 3rd down. Forced out to his left. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. Big yardage there on the scramble. It gets him a 1st down. We've seen the pressure get to him several times in this game. There, though, we see him escape it.
And we've seen this rookie video before as well. That type of pressure, oftentimes, what do you resort to? Your legs, try and escape. What you hope is that this doesn't become habit for him, that he learns how to handle the pressure, still keep his eyes downfield, and make some throws.
So the big play means just like that, they'll operate from the red zone now on 1st down. And he will be brought down at about the 6-yard line. This game not quite as good as the last, but still over 40 yards between the two.
I hope we give enough respect to the big guys up front because they have been getting it done on this drive. The holes have been large, and they've been barreling through them, picking up 1st downs.
They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And that'll get him halfway there as he takes it from the 6 to the 3-yard line. So the ball position now at the 3. Here's 2nd and goal. They'll try to run this one in. And he will take this one in for the Seattle touchdown.
The Seahawks.
A great play there. Making quite a splash with his 2nd touchdown in his NFL debut. And the Seahawks are going to retake the lead. And this will be caught as they convert here for 2.
Score Seahawks 22. Falcons.
So that effort gives them a 3-point cushion and guarantees that a field goal going forward won't beat them.
Yeah, that's really good strategy because that's all you care about. Not getting beat at this stage. At least give your team a fighting chance.
After the touchdown, Sloman to do the kickoff honors. Fielded a couple yards into the end zone. And he'll be stopped right around where he would have been had he gone down to a knee, maybe a yard shy of there at the 24.
At their own 24-yard line.
So out come the Falcons now. And a tight game after punting last time. See if they can get something going on this drive.
As they head to the field now, with the game this close, you've got to feel there's a sense of urgency for them going on offense right now. But they have to do it without letting panic creep in and affect their play.
Takes it to the 26, just a 1-yard gain. The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9.
A gain of a yard. Brings up 2nd and 9.
And he'll give it here to his running back. Absolutely nobody fooled there. He's going nowhere fast as he stopped behind the line of scrimmage.
A loss of 1. It's now 3rd and 9. That's the end of the 3rd quarter.
And they won't be able to run another play. Time has expired on this 3rd quarter. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. And it looks like we've got a dime set here defensively. 6 DBs in the game. Here's Foles. Open here is Allison. That's complete. And a good job defensively. They stop him short of the first at the 32. They get 7 there, but it brings up 4th.
A short game that doesn't get them the 1st down brings up a 4th down situation.
Really nice job defensively. They knew where the sticks were. They got the stop before. Here's Jamie Gillen now as he's on to punt for Atlanta. And that'll hit at the 5 and go into the end zone for a touchback.
At their own 20.
And the Seahawks get ready to trot out on the field. Their defense got the stop, forced the punt, and now you really start to monitor the clock as they nurse this slim lead. Just week 1, but already plenty of intrigue with the games going on, and this one no different as we come up on a 1st and 10. And that'll hurt the average a bit as this time they're able to get him behind the line. That's going to wind up a loss of a full 3 yards on 1st down.
When a draw works, it can be a thing of beauty, but when it doesn't, oh, it can be ugly. And in this case, loss of yardage ugly.
So now they have to contend with 2nd and 13 after the 1st down run goes backwards. And to give this time to the tailback. And he's going to be taken down with a marker on the field. So let's see about the call.
Offense.
Come on, you serious?
So on the big tight end, holding.
Each and every year, we talk about very few tight ends coming into the league that are polished blockers or asked to do it a lot in college. So it's a constant struggle.
And look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. Picked off at the 19. And he will take this down to the 10-yard line. We're holding on to the lead at this stage in the 2nd half. Those are the types of plays you really want to try and stay away from.
And when you're a rookie, keeping your focus is something that you still have to work on all the time because there's so many distractions around you between the crowd noise and your coaches and your teammates. But the other part, you've got to learn how to finish. It's the 2 F's for a rookie quarterback.
Only way to get the lead here, of course, with a touchdown. And that's what they're gunning for on 1st and goal. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. This will be caught at about the 6. And from the 9, they get this to the 5-yard line. They'll contain him to just 4. 2nd down.
Brings up 2nd and goal at the 5-yard line.
That would give to the big fullback Juszczyk. And the hole closes quickly here. He can fight only to about the 4. A big play if you think about it right now in this season opener. It's 3rd and goal.
Well, big man with the ball met bigger man on the other side of the line. A really nice play for the defense.
And he can't quite intercept it. Zone coverage, free safety was there. Couldn't come up with it, and now it's 4th down. And Hopkins' kick is good. And in the 4th quarter, this game is tied. So yet another field goal to end a drive. That has been a very common theme. He's now hit 5 of them in this game.
Yeah, Brandon, as an offense, you hate that you've had to call on your kicker so often, but you have to love the fact that time and time again, he's come through.
Here again comes the captain of this offense leading his crew back out there now. And he comes out on the heels of an interception he threw last time they had the ball.
Yeah, and you know, the quarterbacks that I know that are the best ones, the ones that really know how to lead their team, they tell them, that's on me. That's my bad. But let's go back out there and move ahead again, guys. We can get this done.
One good thing for him, it did only lead to 3 points and not a touchdown after that turnover.
Big thanks to the defense.
Big O.J. Howard, his intended target. And that'll bring up 2nd down. Now this one over the middle into the hands of his tight end, complete. And down he goes, but he takes it up to the 40. 15 yards on the play, 1st down.
Nice job there of utilizing his big target. He didn't overthink it. Understands the catch radius. Understands that he knows how to use his body to keep defenders away from the ball. And puts it right out there for the nice pickup.
Some good games going on in the early window. This might be the best of the bunch. Now a handoff looking right. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. 11 more on that one and another 1st down. You said it earlier in the quarter when we saw a broken tackle then that we might see some missed tackles here early on in week 1, and that's another one right there.
Yeah, not a surprise at all. It will even out as the season extends because everyone will get used to the play speed. But right now, here in the early season, the advantage definitely goes to the offense.
From Falcon territory now, here's 1st and 10 at the 48-yard line. Back to throw here. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And they'll get this just to the 47. 1-yard gain. Not much there, only a yard. 2nd and 9 now.
47-yard line.
He finds his tight end, Howard. That's complete. And a 5-yard gain gets him to the 42. The Seahawks on 3rd down. They're at 50%, 4 for 8. This is 3rd and 4. Got an open man. That's C.J. Uzomah. And he is going to have a Seahawks 1st down, although it doesn't appear to be by much. He needed 4, and he got 4 on 3rd down.
That was a route run not just with dexterity, but with intelligence. Found the hole in the zone, made sure the quarterback saw him, and was able to make the sure catch and flip the down marker back to 1.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. That's caught by Howard. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. The Seahawks moving pretty well through the air. Another 1st down.
But one of the ways that quarterbacks keep all the receivers alive in a play, never lock in on any one guy. Make sure you keep your eyes moving, scan the field. And here he finds the open guy for a nice pickup.
So here's a 1st and 10 now down inside the 20. Inside the red zone here. They'll look to throw. And that is caught on the right sideline, but out of bounds, says the line judge. The throw took him a little too far. It's 2nd down.
So much for the best laid plans and best designed plays. That was good coverage along the sidelines. No place for that one to get in there. It sails incomplete.
2 yards the loss, and now 3rd and 12.
Behind the line of scrimmage.
They'll look to throw again. Open man is Howard, the tight end. Oh, no, he lost the football. And the Falcons grab it.
A fumble on the play.
Well, so much for the 4-minute offense. They were trying to reduce the clock, get in position to win the game, and leave no time for them to come back and catch them. And guess what? They turned the ball over. Yeah, I mean, they had it all set up for themselves, and they let it get away.
So the ball down to the 16 here for 1st and 10. Now a handoff here to his running back. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
Sometimes you just sit back and marvel at what he can do defensively. Speed, strength, quickness, he's the whole package. And that package just wrapped up the runner for a loss.
A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. A give to the fullback on the dive. And he works it across the 25 before being tackled. 11 yards there, 1st down.
Watching that run takes me back to something a famous old coach once said. Any player he wants on his team, he wants him to be agile, mobile, and most definitely hostile.
And he'll give it here to his running back. He'll have a 1st down past the 40 as they finally wrangle him in at the 48. That good for 22 and a 1st down. He's making quite a splash here in his NFL debut.
Well, he was advertised as being NFL ready, and both you and I tend to arch an eyebrow a little bit when we first hear that, but I think that they were right about this one.
Now the fullback, Juszczyk. And he stopped immediately there.
To the fullback.
Fletcher Cox there for the tackle.
No gain on the play. 2nd and 10. At their 48-yard line.
Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. Oh, there's that man again. It's complete. And this will be stopped at the 44. That one good for 7 yards.
Makes it 3rd and 2.
And to give this time to the tailback. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line.
Well, sometimes, Brandon, there's just not a secret to how things get done. He's been running well all game long, and they continue to rely on him in this key situation.
They told us they were going to rely on him. They have. He comes through there, a big third down conversion. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. Now a handoff here to his running back. And only able to get 2 here. Stopped at the 30. The Pro Bowler Fletcher Cox there to get him down.
It's 2nd and 8 at the 30-yard line.
And he'll give it here to his running back. He'll get about 6 there as he takes this one down to the 24-yard line. As big of a play as we've had in this one so far. This is 3rd and 3. Decided to hand it off that time on the run-pass option. And that is caught. Touchdown, Falcons. A 24-yard touchdown. And the Falcons have broken our tie. He put quite a bit of air underneath that touchdown pass. Of course, we knew that he had the strong arm.
That part was easy. You can see that throughout his college career. But what you want to know about a rookie is when the pressure's on, can you throw with touch? He just did right there. And, boy, it was pretty.
And there's going to be a stoppage here. The booth wants to take another look at this potential touchdown.
Justin Hopkins on for the extra point.
They had to go to the monitor, get an extra look. That's what the technology is for. And this touchdown will count. Good. Extra point good by Hopkins. And they will take a 7-point lead.
22.
The kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. Fields it in the middle of the end zone. And this will not be returned. It'll come out to the 25.
Their own 25-yard line.
Back now onto the field comes the Atlanta defense. Big swing play. Last time they were out there, looked like they might yield some points. They recovered a fumble, and it turned into a touchdown on the other side.
In a lot of ways, you can say that maybe at a minimum that was a 10-point swing. The field goal that looked like they were going to give up at a minimum. Instead, they take it the other way, turn it into a touchdown, give them 7. By my math, that's a 10-point swing.
And your math's always right. He was trying to find O.J. Howard. That'll bring up 2nd down. And this one too low. And his throw's going to be incomplete. An important play right here, 3rd and 10.
And I would expect pressure here.
On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. And he's going to be stopped here a few yards short of the first as the tackle is made at the 33.
One hallmark of good defenses is understanding the game, understanding positioning, and tackling immediately in the secondary after catches. I think we just saw that on display right there.
Got to him before he ever had a chance to think about turning it upfield. The Seahawks send out their punter. He's been terrific so far. And he deserves a bronze leg as he gets this one away. And no one there to stop it. Hits at the 8, but it carries all the way into the end zone for a touchback. Atlanta prepped and readied for its next possession. And it's a unit last drive that did it all on the ground, Charles.
And they controlled it from the interior. Big on big, right? Offensive lineman versus defensive lineman. But you know, in order to keep the football moving downfield, Other people have to get involved as well. Your wide receivers, your tight ends, lead runners, anything that you have possible to get in front and keep the ball moving.
And now the defense may be looking out for a pass coming up. 8 yards on the pickup, and now they'll have some options on second and short.
Brings up second.
Line of scrimmage, the 28 now as they come up on second and a couple. They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. And now we'll see a timeout used on defense as they stop it right out of the break with 1:57 to go in the ballgame. This is a big third down, and you'd have to think we'd see a timeout right away if they can't stop them here. From the shotgun now, here's an inside give. And he's going to have the first down, yardage to the 35. And now with 1:52 to go, we get another pause in the action. A timeout here defensively. Not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. Going to give this time to the tailback. And he'll get this up to about the 38-yard line. Now the Seahawks forced to use their third and final timeout as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming second down play. Now a handoff here to his running back. And he'll take this up over the 40 to about the 41. 3 yards on the pickup. That's going to set up an interesting third and about 4 to go. And now the question everyone's wondering, look at the clock, late fourth quarter. Do they put the ball in the air here on third?
I don't. I run the football, and I tell my offensive line, no leakage up front. I don't want my running back hit as I hand the ball off to him. I don't want any type of an issue. But if I am going to throw it, quick throw, out to the perimeter, maybe one of my best receivers running a quick slant or something like that.
Here's Jamie Gillen now as he'll punt it away for the 4th time today. And he gets this away, and look at this. This is a good one. And not what he was hoping for there, as this will hit in the end zone for a touchback. So all eyes on this Seahawks offense. Down on the scoreboard, 24 seconds to go. They've got to go the full 80 yards, and they've got to do it quick as they come up on first down. They'll look to throw. Oh, he got position on him, and he pulls it in. Complete. Successful start to the drive, 17 yards, and moves the sticks. Open man is Samuel, complete. And a 6-yard gain gets him right around the 43.
And another thing that makes a comeback route really effective is that oftentimes after you've made the initial move, receivers breaking away from the defensive back, and that makes it a really tough play to defend. A nice chunk of yardage picked up there.
So that'll do it for us. For Charles Davis and all our crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. It's a win for the Falcons here as we say so long from Atlanta.